The stars above the galactic core glittered like cold diamonds. Inside a massive golden chamber orbiting the twin suns of Veltora, the leaders of the Galactic Council sat in a circle. They were the rulers of the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy. The air inside the chamber smelled of old power and pride. The Zorthan Chancellor, a tall insect-like creature with glowing red eyes, tapped the crystal table. "Next request," he said in a buzzing voice. A hologram lit up in the center of the chamber. It showed a spinning blue and green planet, Earth. The room went silent for a second. Then someone snorted. It was Grand Speaker Velrak of the Tharn Dominion, a long-necked creature with shimmering scales. "Earth?" he laughed. "They are requesting entry into the council again." "Yes," said the system AI. "For the third time. A formal request was sent using proper diplomatic channels." Velrak laughed harder now. "Did they send it through one of their little metal boxes again? What do they call them, satellites?" The entire room exploded in laughter. Even the serious-faced Yulin High Priestess, known for never speaking unless needed, gave a chuckle. "Let me understand this," said the thick-voiced war leader of the Graxian Empire. "These humans, who still burn dead plants for fuel, think they can join us?" More laughter. One council member stood quietly in the corner, watching. He was the Terran observer, a human diplomat named Isaac Rourke. His face showed no anger, no reaction. He had stood in that spot during the last two requests Earth had made. Each time, the laughter grew louder, but this time, Isaac only smiled. Thousands of light years away, back on Earth, the planet looked calm, peaceful. Cities were lit, oceans sparkled, and people lived their ordinary lives. But far beneath the surface, deeper than any satellite could see, vast factories rumbled in silence. Hidden bunkers, sealed from the world, were alive with motion, and above the moon, orbiting silently behind dark shielding, something massive moved without a sound. No alien eyes saw it. No alien sensors picked it up. They couldn't. It wasn't meant to be seen. Not yet. Back in the council chamber, the jokes continued. "They still fight each other on their own planet," said one council elder. "Why would we bring such primitives into the fold? They barely have warp travel. Their ships are flying metal coffins. And have you seen their weapons?" Velrak laughed. "Bullets, explosions, like cave animals throwing rocks." The Zorthan Chancellor nodded. "Then we all agree the Earth's request is denied." Everyone nodded. The vote was clear. Then someone joked, "We should send a scout ship, just to remind them how small they are." "Why waste fuel?" said another. "But yes, perhaps it would be funny." The vote passed. One scout vessel was approved, not for diplomacy, but for mockery. The room soon emptied. Laughter echoed down the long crystal halls of the station, like ghosts dancing on marble. Isaac Rourke didn't return to Earth directly. Instead, he boarded a silent black ship orbiting in deep space, hidden far beyond the nearest trade routes. Inside, the command center glowed faint blue. He sat down across from a woman with short gray hair and deep, quiet eyes. "Same as before?" she asked. Isaac nodded. They laughed again, harder this time. The woman tapped a screen. "Then we continue. Phase 2 begins." The scout ship, named Elnari's Tooth, reached Earth's orbit 2 days later. It was a long, sleek craft shaped like a dagger. Its hull shimmered with blue light. Its pilot, a young alien noble named Halrek, had been chosen for his sharp sense of humor. He circled Earth 3 times, laughing over the comms. "Look at them," he said. "No orbital defenses, no patrols, just floating trash and weak stations." The crew of 6 laughed with him. Fire 1 round. "Just for fun," the gunner smiled. Aimed at one of their satellites, civilian one. The laser fired. A small flash. One of Earth's communications satellites was gone, vaporized. "Oops," said Halrek. "Hope they didn't need that, though." Crew laughed for 10 minutes, and then the laughter stopped. "Commander," the gunner said, "I'm picking up something strange." "What?" "There's a signal coming from the far side of the moon. It's very faint, but it's tracking us." Halrek frowned. "Tracking us?" The ship's AI began speaking. "Multiple unknown objects are now moving in high speed. Formation. Direction. Intercept." "From where?" The gunner turned pale. "Everywhere. They're coming from every direction." Halrek barked, "Shields up! Full power!" But it was too late. The stars vanished, blocked by the dark silhouettes of massive ships. No lights, no energy signals, no known signatures. Just black. One message came through. "We were never weak. We were only waiting." Then the Elnari's tooth disappeared from all galactic tracking systems. Gone. Not a trace. The Council received a report. 12 hours later, scout ship missing. No signal, no wreckage, no data. They sat in silence for the first time in years. "Pirates?" someone asked. "Space anomaly?" "No," said a soft voice. It was the Terran observer. Isaac Rourke had returned. "We warned you, but you laughed." The Zorthan Chancellor stood. "Are you threatening us, human?" Isaac smiled. "No. You already made the choice. Now, we act." Far beyond Pluto, the first hangar doors opened. 1, then 10. Then hundreds, black ships, sharp and silent, left their hiding places. Not visible on any known sensor. Made from metals the galaxy had never seen. Powered by engines that bent light itself. They did not roar. They whispered. And they were headed straight for the Council worlds. Deep in space, near the edge of the solar system, something moved. It was not natural. It was not from the stars. It was human. But it did not look like anything the galaxy had ever seen. Dark shapes floated in perfect silence. Huge, black ships, larger than cities, sat hidden inside icy asteroid fields. Their hulls absorbed light. Their engines gave off no heat. They were invisible to alien sensors. They had waited for decades. Now, they were waking up, 30 years earlier. After Earth's second rejection from the Galactic Council, the leaders of humanity met in secret, not the politicians, not the world governments, but those who truly held power, the Defense Coalition, the Shadow Engineers, the Project Blacklight directors. They saw the truth. "The galaxy does not respect peace," said Admiral Rena Volkov. "They only respect power." That day, a plan was born. Not to make peace, not to beg again, but to prepare. Project Phantom Fleet began. For 30 years, Earth pretended to be weak. They kept showing the same slow ships, the same small weapons. They argued in the Council, sent polite requests, played the part of a quiet, backward species, but underground, under oceans, inside the moon, and deep in the asteroid belt. They built. Not hundreds, not thousands. Millions of engineers, AI systems, and silent drones worked without rest. The galaxy watched Earth's surface. They never saw what was under it. Back in the present on Mars, deep inside Olympus Mons, a hidden command center lit up. General Reyes stood before a wide screen. All systems are green. Dark Fleet is fully powered. Units from Pluto to Venus are reporting online. Beside him, Admiral Volkov entered. "Time to show them," she said. The general nodded. "Wake up the Titans." Meanwhile, on the Council station, confusion spread. Like wildfire, the alien scout ship that mocked Earth had vanished. No signal, no pieces, nothing. The Zorthans scanned Earth's orbit. Nothing unusual, no defenses, no large ships. The Graxians tried deep space sweeps. No results. The Council grew nervous. "They are hiding something." said the Yulin High Priestess. I feel it. They have no power, said Velrak, trying to sound brave. They are just bluffing. But his eyes showed fear. Inside Earth's underground command bunker, the mood was calm. One massive screen showed the entire galaxy. Small blue dots for alien fleets, red for Council warships, and a new color, black. Hundreds of black dots were now active, surrounding Earth, sitting quietly near key trade routes, floating near Council border worlds, watching, waiting. The moon base, Site 0 Commander. Lynn stepped out of her elevator and walked to the observation deck. Before her stood the Harbinger, Earth's first Titan-class warship. It looked like a floating fortress, black and sharp. No windows, no lights, just power, built using dark matter, alloys, powered by quantum singularity engines, armed with weapons that no alien mind could understand. A voice came through the comms. All Titan units now online, cloaking stable, weapons charged, Lynn whispered. Let them laugh now. The first hint in the Zarkon sector. A merchant convoy sent a distress signal. We were attacked. But nothing showed up on sensors. Our ships just exploded, one by one, no warning. No one believed them. The Council said it was a pirate ambush. But then it happened again, and again. 7 times in 1 week. Invisible attackers, silent destruction, no survivors. Someone whispered in the Council chamber. Earth? Everyone went quiet. Isaac Rourke returns. Once again, the human diplomat stood. Before the Council. He said nothing for a while. Just stood, hands behind his back, calm. 3 of our merchant fleets are gone, the Zorthan Chancellor said. 6 Council patrols missing, added a Graxian officer. Isaac finally spoke. You laughed at us, he said softly. You called us weak. You destroyed our satellite. You mocked our name. We made a mistake, Velrak admitted. Isaac tilted his head. No, we made the mistake of thinking you could understand us. He turned to leave. We're done hiding. And with that, he vanished from the chamber in a flash of light. Instant teleportation. The Council gasped. No one, not even the Yulin, had cracked that tech. In Earth's outer orbit, the true Armada was now fully active. Thousands of black ships moved like shadows, each one armed with neutron cannons, silent torpedoes, and phase drives. They did not make noise. They did not send messages. They just moved, watching the stars, waiting for the order. The Galactic Council had a rule: never provoke a peaceful species without reason. But Earth wasn't part of the Council, and now fear was starting to grow behind the walls of their grand meeting halls. Ships were vanishing, stations going dark. Still, the Council didn't want to believe Earth was behind it. They're just humans, said Velrak once again. Their technology is primitive. Then what is happening to our fleets? Growled General Sor of the Graxian Empire. No, one had answers, until someone made a very big mistake. Sector 19. Outer Earth orbit a mid-size patrol fleet from the Tharn Dominion entered the Sol system. 5 destroyers, 2 heavy cruisers, 1 carrier-class warship. Enough firepower to level a planet. They came in low orbit near Earth's moon. Admiral Tarek, a Tharn noble with silver skin and high pride, stood on the bridge of the Vengeance Ray. We're not here to start war, he said. Just a little. Pressure. They need to be reminded of their place. He gave the order. The provocation, a large railgun shot was fired from one of the Tharn ships. Target, a deep-sea listening post in the Pacific Ocean. A civilian structure. No weapons, no defenses. Just part of Earth's underwater communication system. The railgun hit. The post exploded. Thousands of civilian engineers died. Earth didn't respond immediately. Admiral Tarek smiled. See? They fear us. Still soft. Earth's silence hours passed. No warning. No message. No retaliation. Council sensors scanned the planet. Still nothing. No warships. No weapons. Perhaps we overestimated them, someone said on the fleet channel. Then one of the destroyers vanished. Not exploded. Not damaged. Just gone. One by one. Sir, the Black Nova is no longer responding. Admiral, Tarek turned fast. How? There were no signals. No weapons fired. Then the Fireclaw vanished too. Then the Crimson Maw. In just 3 minutes, half the fleet was gone. Something's here, the weapons officer shouted. I can't see it, but we're being hunted. Suddenly, the lights inside the Vengeance Ray dimmed. The engines stopped. Then a message appeared on every screen. This is Earth. You attacked civilians. We no longer follow the rules. A new kind of warfare. The Tharn ships tried to escape, but they couldn't lock onto anything. Missiles missed. Sensors spun uselessly. The attackers were invisible. Not just cloaked, completely undetectable. From the shadows, Earth's phantom drones moved like ghosts. They attached to the Tharn ships' hulls, cut through armor silently, and disabled engines, life support, weapons. Everything. No mercy. The Vengeance Ray. Last Stand Admiral Tarek shouted, Send a message to the Council, now! We're trying, the comms officer screamed. Jamming fields everywhere! The Admiral stared at Earth through the ship's large view screen. The blue planet floated calmly. Still no visible fleet. Still no noise. Then the ship began shaking. Outside, a massive black triangle-shaped vessel appeared. No lights, no sound. It hovered above the Vengeance Ray like a predator. Then it opened fire. One blast. One silent, glowing pulse. The Vengeance Ray was erased. The Council's shock a week later, a small pod was found drifting near Council space. Inside was a Tharn officer, half alive, eyes wide with terror. His voice recording was sent to the Galactic Council. They didn't speak. They didn't show. They just erased us. We didn't see them until we were gone. Silence filled the Council chamber. For the first time, no one laughed at Earth. Earth's broadcast at that same moment, a message was sent from Earth. One message. Short, cold, final. You crossed the line. You laughed. You killed our people. Now you will understand what it means to fear the dark. The signal ended. Across the galaxy, panic spread, and Earth remained quiet, like a storm holding its breath. The Galactic Council met again, but this time the room was quiet. No jokes, no laughter, no mockery. Everyone remembered what happened to the Tharn fleet. 7 warships, destroyed without warning, no distress signals, no survivors, only one escape. Pod had returned. One soldier, shaking, crying, broken. Now the leaders of the galaxy sat in fear. What are we facing? Asked the Yulin High Priestess. Some kind of shadow force, answered a Graxian intelligence officer. They don't use regular ships. They don't show up on scans. The Zorthan Chancellor slammed his fist. This is impossible. Earth doesn't have this kind of power. But deep down, even he was not sure anymore. A dangerous vote. After hours of debate, the Council decided to act. We need answers, said Velrak. We must find the source of these disappearances. A plan was made. A scouting fleet would enter Sol's system again, not to attack, not to provoke, just to observe. They would scan Earth, look for signs of hidden weapons, then return and report. Simple, or so they thought. Scouting Fleet Echo 110, light ships, fast, lightly armed. They jumped into the solar system near Saturn. Commander Jalek, a veteran of 50 patrol missions, led the group. All ships, go stealth. Mode! We are not here to fight, he ordered. The fleet began scanning. So far, nothing unusual. Planets, moons, rings, all quiet, except something strange appeared near Neptune. Commander, said the science officer, there's an object here, but it's not moving. Jalek frowned. Describe it. It's large, no energy signature, just sitting there. Closer. Look, two ships moved toward the object. As they neared it, their sensors began to fail. Screens flickered, engines slowed. Then, they saw it. A massive structure. Black. No lights. No windows. It was shaped like a spearhead. Its surface absorbed light. Its size was larger than any known warship. "What is that?" whispered one pilot. "It's not moving," said the other. "Is it dead?" Then came the sound. A low hum, a vibration that shook the ships from the inside. Suddenly, both ships lost control. The first shot. From the surface of the black structure, a small panel opened. One beam of red light flashed, thin. Clean, silent, both alien scout ships exploded instantly. The other 8 ships in the fleet went into panic. "Retreat! Full speed! Jump drives charging!" But it was too late. 5 more ships vanished before they could even react. 3 survived. They jumped back into Council space, shaken and afraid. Earth's silent message. This time, Earth didn't send a long speech. No warnings, no threats, only. One short message appeared on the Council's galactic network. That was a warning shot. The next won't be. The message was unsigned. No location, no name, but everyone knew who it came from. The Council's panic chaos spread through the Council. Some species called for war, others called for surrender. The Graxian generals demanded to strike. Earth now. But the Yulin priestess shook her head. "You do not strike a sleeping giant," she said, "especially when you don't know how deep it sleeps." The room was split. Fear controlled everything now, the hidden truth. What they didn't know was this. The black spear-shaped ship near Neptune? That wasn't Earth's strongest weapon. It wasn't even part of the main fleet. It was just one of many. A decoy. A test. The real fleet, the true Armada, was still waiting, still watching, hidden beyond the stars, and Earth hadn't even started the real war yet. They were still being polite. The Galactic Council was in crisis. 10 scout ships were sent to Earth's system. Only 3 returned. The others had vanished without trace. The survivors spoke of a black structure near Neptune, of invisible weapons, of ships that moved like shadows. But worst of all was the message Earth had sent. That was a warning shot. The next won't be. No one in the Council laughed anymore. Meeting in panic inside the high chamber, voices shouted over each other. "We must send the Armada." "No! We don't even know what we're facing. Earth has gone too far. They threaten us now." Velrock stood and raised his voice. "We are the rulers of the galaxy. We will not be threatened by an upstart species." The Yulin High Priestess closed her eyes. "They are not threatening us," she said softly. "They are showing us the difference." The room went silent. Earth's silence. Again, Earth didn't speak. There were no more broadcasts, no declarations, no messages, just silence. It made the Council more afraid than anything else. One by one, they started losing contact with deep space relays. A listening station near the Corral Void, gone. A weapons depot near Sector 82, vanished. Every trace wiped clean. No ships spotted, no sensor alerts, only silence and darkness. Then, a signal across the stars, on every Council world, every military base, every command ship. All screens turned black. A white message appeared. Only one. No sound, no video, just simple words. You watch them laugh. You watch them kill our people. Now we will show you who we are. We are humanity. We don't forget. We don't forgive. And we never fight fair. The true Armada is coming. The message ended. No location, no sender. But every species in the galaxy felt the same chill. Mass panic. Begins across Council space. Fear turned into chaos. Citizens fled major cities. Fleets were ordered to return home. Defense grids were activated for the first time in centuries. Entire Systems shut down travel. The Council issued an emergency alert. Level Red, hostile species detected, but it was already too late. Humanity had been moving for years. They were already inside. Back on Earth in a deep mountain bunker beneath the Rocky Mountains, Admiral Volkov stood before a giant screen. "Operation Spectre is complete," her aide said. "All Council border stations are blind. Our infiltration teams are in place." Volkov nodded. "Begin final stage. Send the message." The room went quiet. Then she pressed a button. The true message, the final message, was sent. A short video, broadcast across Council channels. It showed no weapons, no soldiers, just one old man, Isaac Rourke, the Terran observer. He stood alone in front of a plain black background. Calm, cold, clear. He spoke slowly. "You laughed at us. You ignored our warnings. You destroyed our people. You thought we were weak." He paused. "We are not weak. We are patient. And now, we are here." The screen flickered. Behind him, hundreds of black warships slowly appeared from shadow, towering giants, silent and still. The feed ended. Across the galaxy alien, generals froze. Council worlds locked their skies. Some species began surrendering. Without a shot fired, others tried to run. But they couldn't. Earth's Armada was already surrounding them. No alarms, no explosions, just a growing sense of dread, the Thai. Real war hadn't begun yet, but everyone knew it was coming. The Galactic Council was breaking apart. Some members called for war. Others wanted peace. All were afraid. One thing was clear. Humanity had changed. They were no longer the weak species everyone laughed at. They were something else now, something dangerous, and no one truly knew what they were planning next. The Council's decision, in a last attempt to show strength, the Council launched a new mission. They called it Operation Firelight. A massive fleet, 300 warships from 12 Council races, was sent to Earth, not to attack, but to show power. To pressure Earth into surrender or negotiation. "We'll scare them into talking," said Velrak proudly. But he didn't know. This was exactly what Earth had been waiting for. The arrival, the fleet appeared near Earth's orbit in a flash, of lights, destroyers, carriers, heavy battlecruisers. Alien engines hummed with energy. Weapon systems charged. From orbit they looked unstoppable. No human ships were seen, no defenses, just Earth, silent and still. Commander Jera of the Graxian warship Hammerclaw sent a message to Earth. "This is the Galactic Council. You are surrounded. Surrender or be destroyed." No answer came. Not for 5 minutes, not for 10. Then suddenly, the lights over Earth went dark. Every satellite, every station, even the moon base, offline. The distraction begins. "What's happening?" shouted Jera. "Sir, we're losing sensor control. Shields flickering." The fleet was confused. Nothing was firing at them. No enemy ships in sight, but their systems were failing, one by one. A virus had entered their networks, not through hacking. Through silence. It had been sitting in Council systems for years, planted by Earth's AIs. Waiting, now it was awake. The ghost ships. Suddenly radar picked up movement, fast. Multiple objects, but still no visual. The alien fleet began firing blindly, missiles, lasers, plasma beams, into empty space. Then one ship exploded, then another, from the inside. Nano-infiltration, tiny black drones, smaller than grains of sand, had already entered the alien ships before they reached Earth, attached to hulls. Slipped through vents, hidden in their food and fuel supplies. Now inside the ships, they were disabling engines, cutting wires, destroying power cores, silently from within. Fleet falls. Apart one by one, ships lost control. A Graxian cruiser turned and crashed into another ship. A Tharn carrier spun out of orbit and fell toward the planet. Burning in the atmosphere, panic filled the command channels. "This is Firelight 1. We're under attack, but we can't see the enemy. Systems dead. Weapons offline. Help!" Then, silence. No human fleet seen. The most terrifying part? Not. A single Earth warship had appeared. Not one visible weapon had fired. The Council's greatest fleet had been torn apart by invisible hands, by viruses, by nanotech, by planning. It wasn't war. It was a test, and Earth had passed. A message. Left behind, one ship survived, barely. A single escape pod drifted in space with one officer inside. He found a message scratched into the metal wall of his pod. 4 words. This was the distraction. The real threat far beyond the solar system, near Council border space. The true Armada began to move. Giant black ships, each one larger than any city, slowly turned toward their targets. They didn't rush. They didn't speak. They simply started, and no one was ready. Deep in the dark edge of the galaxy, far from Earth and the Council, the real threat awakened. They were not fighters in small ships. They were not drones or viruses. They were something far more terrifying. They were the Titans, Earth's true Armada. Hidden for centuries, for over 200 years, Earth had sent missions into deep space. Some thought they were colonizing. Some believed they were just exploring. No one guessed the truth. They were building. In dark nebulae and dead systems, behind black suns and silent moons, Earth had built giant warships. Each ship was the size of a small planet. Each had no name, just a number. Ship 01, Ship 02, up to Ship 500. No windows, no lights, only black hulls that absorbed all scans. Silent engines that left no trails. They weren't meant to be seen. They were meant to be felt. The first sight. The Council's outer scouts were the first to notice. Suddenly, sensors began to blink, one by one, but no ships were visible, no warnings. Then, out of nowhere, stars vanished. Black shapes slowly covered entire sectors. It was like a wall of shadow was moving across space. Panic spread through the outposts. Messages were sent to the Council. "We are seeing something huge. It's blocking everything." No idea what it is, but it's not natural. "We may be under invasion." The last message came from Outpost 77. "They're here. We're..." Then, silence. Inside the Armada on board the command ship, Ship 001, a single man sat in the captain's chair. General Adrian Voss, a legend on Earth, a ghost to the galaxy. He spoke only 3 words to his crew. "Initiate final phase." Instantly, the giant fleet began to spread. Each ship moved with deadly purpose. They weren't fast. They didn't need to be. They were unstoppable. A storm of silence. Unlike the Council's loud war fleets, Earth's Titans moved quietly. No grand speeches, no threats, just action. One by one, Council colonies began going dark. No explosions, no survivors, just black. Power grids failed. Communication towers vanished. Cities lost control of their skies. Orbital defense platforms turned to ash in seconds. Every attack left behind only one thing: a glowing symbol in the sky, a single circle with a line through it, the mark of Earth's Armada. The Council's reaction in the Grand Hall of the Council, fear turned to chaos. "They're wiping out our outer systems. How can ships that size move so fast? Why didn't our sensors see them?" No one had answers. Only one message came from the battlefield, sent by a dying captain. "They laughed last. We die first. Humanity speaks." Finally, after dozens of planets fell, a message arrived from Earth. Not a video, not a voice, just text. "You mocked our world. You ignored our warnings. You sent fleets to scare us. Now, this is your lesson. We are the storm behind the silence. Earth remembers. The Armada has risen. The galaxy was burning, and no one saw it coming. One by one, the worlds of the Council fell silent. Not slowly, not over weeks, but in minutes. No alarms, no defenders, no chance. They just disappeared. No pattern, no mercy. There was no clear path. No one knew where the Earth Armada would strike next. One day it was a mining moon, next a trade hub, then a military planet. It didn't matter how strong the defenses were. The results were always the same: black skies, broken silence, and no survivors. Planet Vora 9, a case of horror. Vora 9 was a stronghold. 10 shield satellites, 3 orbital cannons, 20,000 trained soldiers. They believed they were safe, until they heard the hum. It wasn't loud, but it came from the sky, from every direction. The soldiers looked up. Their eyes widened. 5 black shapes blocked the stars above them. Ship 089, Ship 090, Ship 091, Ship 092, Ship 093. The ground trembled. Before the order to fire was even given, the shield satellites shattered. Like glass, the cannons exploded, and the sky turned into a sea of glowing red. Vora 9's capital was erased in 12 seconds. No one screamed. No one ran. They didn't have time. A symbol in the ash later. A patrol from another system arrived to investigate. The planet had no buildings left, no heat, no signals, just a dead sphere floating in space. In orbit, they saw a strange mark burned into the atmosphere, visible even from space, the same circle with the line through it. They didn't land. They didn't speak. They just turned around and fled. The fracture of the Council. Inside the Council chambers, pure fear had taken over. Some members wanted to surrender. Others wanted to flee the galaxy. A few demanded to fight back. What was left of their fleets could still be used, but they were too late. Earth wasn't sending ships to conquer. Earth wasn't offering peace. Earth was delivering judgment. A broadcast from Earth suddenly, every working screen across the galaxy turned black. Then a message appeared. Text, slow and cold. You called us primitive. You used our planet as a joke. You laughed while building weapons around our system. Now you hide, hoping to be ignored. We are not conquerors. We are cleaners. The time of false kings is over. One by one, your stars will go dark. The message ended with Earth's new emblem. A red circle with a crack through it, symbolizing broken peace. The darkness. Spreads within hours, 23 more planets vanished. The Armada was not slowing. It was accelerating. Ships moved in groups of 10, then 50, now 100. Each group destroyed everything in its path. Nothing was looted. Nothing was taken. Only silence remained. The galaxy, once full of noise and pride, was now just quiet. Only one planet remained, Ravian Prime. It was the heart of the Galactic Council, the oldest city in the stars, a place that had never known war, but now it waited in fear. The silence was worse than war. No one spoke in the council chamber, not even the loud ones. Every screen around them showed the same thing. Planets burning, fleets destroyed, signals lost. Each time they tried to call for help, they heard only static. Each time they tried to run, they found the blink gates destroyed. They were trapped, and Earth's fleet was coming. A general's last speech, General Krax, once proud and strong, stood before the council. He looked tired. His armor was scratched. His eyes were empty. "I told you," he said, voice low. "You pushed them too far. Now they do not want victory, they want justice." He dropped his rank badge on the table. I will fight, but not to win. Only to stand when the end comes. And he left. No one followed. The arrival. 3 days later, they came. Not one, not 10, not even 100. 1,000 ships. All black, all silent. Each one bearing the same mark, Earth's new symbol. Cracked peace. Ravian skies turned dark as... The fleet blocked out the twin suns. Everyone on the planet looked up and froze. The final broadcast of voice came over every device on Ravion. It was clear, calm, cold. You laughed, you ruled, you killed. Now, you fall. No reply was given. The council couldn't speak. They had no words left. They only listened and waited. The end of Ravion. Prime Earth's Armada didn't use bombs. They didn't fire lasers. They released something worse. A pulse, pure energy, spreading across the planet like a wave. Lights died. Machines stopped. Oceans froze. Mountains cracked. Under 5 minutes, Ravion Prime went completely dark. No life, no signal, no noise. One ship remained behind. After the rest of the fleet left, one ship stayed in Ravion's orbit. It sent out a simple message to the stars. This was not a war. It was a correction. Let history remember why. Then even that ship vanished, into blink space. The galaxy was quiet. No more laughter, no more mocking voices, no more galactic council, just silence and fear. Because now, Earth ruled everything. From ashes, a new order after the fall of Ravion Prime, every species surrendered. No battles, no debates, only silence, followed by a single question. What does Earth want? They expected punishment. They expected destruction. But Earth surprised them. Earth sent a message. We don't want slaves. We want peace, but not the peace of silence. The peace of respect. The rebuilding begins. Earth didn't destroy cities. Earth didn't kill more leaders. Instead, humans helped rebuild. They fixed water systems. They restored power. They healed the wounded. But wherever humans walked, one thing was clear. They were in charge now. No one argued. No one dared. The new council, the old Galactic Council, was gone. In its place, a new one was formed. This time, it met not on Ravion, but on Earth. In a vast black tower in what was once Antarctica, the new leaders met beneath Earth's flag. Every species had one voice. But Earth had 10. Why? Because they had earned it. The throne world. The aliens had once called Earth weak. Now they called it the throne world. Ships lined up in orbit, asking permission to land. Leaders sent gifts, hoping to be noticed, and everywhere children were taught. One lesson. Never laugh at Earth. Admiral Reyes' final words. In a quiet room above the tower, Admiral Reyes watched the stars. He had led the true Armada. He had destroyed the old council. He had brought peace. An aide asked him, "Sir, you think they'll ever rise against us again?" Reyes smiled. "Maybe. But now, they'll think twice. A new age begins. The galaxy turned. Stars burned. Worlds healed. But no one forgot what happened when humanity stood up. And somewhere deep in space, Earth's ships waited in the dark, watching, protecting, and reminding everyone, respect is not given, it is earned.